Freak of the Week!
This week, I've gone through puberty. What a way to start. Let's find out who's Freak of the Week. Plunging all the way down to 5 is a woman who swings into action when it really matters most. And if you didn't know, that's lunchtime. Check this out. A Chinese woman is impressing the internet community with her no-nonsense, speedy approach to mealtime. Wan Tiandi is a worker at Wangshan Dream Order Vision Park, an adrenaline junkie's paradise. Here she is, bungee jumping off a mountain to feed her co-workers. Why don't they just go to a canteen, you ask? Well, the co-workers are forbidden from leaving their post during lunch hour. Obviously, this is China. According to the South China Morning Post, Wan makes the near 1,000-foot bungee jump because it's more efficient and a heck of a lot faster. In the past, when her colleagues received the lunches, they were already cold, which, hey presto, gave birth to this totally sensible idea. Due to the geography of the park, what would be an over 30-minute drive down the mountain now takes mere minutes, meaning everyone gets their hot yum-yums in their tum-tums. Ah, bless them. After she recklessly risks her life and jumps from the cliff, her co-workers collect their lunchboxes, which might be hot, but after a 1,000-foot dive off of a massive mountain, probably won't look all that appetizing. The report also said her colleagues praised her for working hard to deliver hot food. That's right, as long as they get their hot snackies, no one cares that her family could lose her forever. Ideally, you just send the food down on its own, but apparently a chauffeur is required to supervise the precious goods, even if the cost is a mangled spine wrapped in noodles. And they say work ethics are dead. Good night. Number 4 is coming in quick for the risk of being punched. Punching his way into number 4 is a human man who gives another human man a smack in the face. Kapow! Some nutjob, who also doubles up as a delivery driver, gives a chef a few rounds of fisticuffs for taking too long to cook the food, which of course is totally justified, naturally. SINA News reported that the delivery guy came to collect at a restaurant in Shenzhen and immediately questioned the whereabouts of his pickup before getting a little angsty when he found out, are you ready for this? It wasn't ready. He's not very patient. The chef, surnamed Sheng, came forward to ask the lunatic to calm down, but he continued swearing. The rider became furious by the audacity of the chef and attempted to throw a large pot of yellow at him. Not only does he catch him with a right hook, but he goes in for what looks like a cuddle and maybe even a kiss, an under-the-table kiss, which is lovely to see in LGBT-accepting China. The rough and tumble on the floor led to Mr. Chef, aka the Chefster, reportedly fracture his left knee and dislocate his right arm. This story takes me back to my old days in China. I'd order takeout and wait ever so patiently for the delivery man to come along, boot the bottom of my door to let me know he was there, and then extend his notification further by gently yelling, "Oi, hurry up!" Come on now, stop romanticizing. Next time you complain about your takeout taking too ticking long, learn how to cook. I'm recently divorced, so this makes me feel alone. Whenever I'm feeling alone, I always watch China Freak of the... No, forget it. I'm not reading it. Too miserable now. There's nothing worse than getting a splinter when you're stroking your pet plank. But imagine getting a splinter stuck in your noggin, or in this case, your brain. That's right, a 41-year-old Chinese man named Xiao from Yunnan suffered a headache for 2 months, and it turned out that it was caused by wood chips measuring up to 11 centimeters, which entered his head and lodged in his brain. True story, and we've got it in animation form. You lucky people. Xinhua News reported that the man went to hospital with swollen eyelids, headaches, and pus problems. Pus problems? I know what you were thinking. How did 11-centimeter pieces of wood get stuck in his brain? Well, Zhao remembered, surprised he can remember anything, that 5 years ago, whilst working in the rubber fields, he slipped and fell on his face, and a massive branch was invited into his right eyelid. Because he's a genius, he managed to pull out the wood chips with his bare hands and stop the bleeding. Okay then. After the incident, he often experienced headaches, but amazingly didn't put 2x4 together. I mean, 2 and 2 together. Luckily, these wood chips did not pierce important blood vessels, and luckily for Zhao, his operation to remove the unwanted guests was a success. Praise Jeebus. Kids, get in the freezer. That takes me back to my childhood. Once again, a family in China blows us away with their super safe method to space saving, safety, and another S word. Anyway, a dad, or should I say a freaking freezer maniac, decided to stick his kids in the freezer to save some space. NETEASE reported that a truck driver named Zhao, another Zhao, went to collect a new freezer and then stuck his teenage children inside because there were no extra seats in the car. He was caught by the high-speed traffic police. The article does inform us that the freezer was not plugged in, just in case any of you are wondering about the freezer being plugged in with his children inside in a car. They look happy enough, but best close that lid. Don't want them to catch a cold. What I find creepy is that they don't wake up. This week's Freak of the Week is a girl who's freakishly good at kicking and striking her brother right in the face, which, as we all now know, is a desirable skill if you're a delivery driver. Kapow! Again. This elementary McGregor comes from PG Mountains and is ferociously fast. That sounds like a Mortal Kombat character intro. In an interview with PEAR Video, the fearsome duo's dad told the reporter that she had beaten her brother to within a slight concussion. Now that's true family values right there. The dad, who previously had formal training, taught his children so they can exercise and protect themselves from Jackie Chan, apparently. Professional Chinese boxer Xiao Ximing decided to sponsor both children in his tournament, while they'll continue to kick and punch people in the face. That's a KO for this week.
I am the Freak of the Week.